Hey guys, this is VlogWithAvroTF here, and today is just going to be the second episode of Internet Things to Do, or aka Internet episode number 2. So basically what the Internet episode is basically means that I browse around a lot of things to do when I'm bored at home, just go on my computer and just type anything that I like to do or watch. So during the time when I was browsing around Discord just to communicate with my friends and look into some arts, I noticed one of the members has sent me a message from a completely different Discord server. So the person who sent me the DMs is actually from a member on the Discord club group that is completely different from where I'm normally operate, which is just a person that says hi to me at the start. Here are the messages. Oh hey, what's up? How are you? I'm just tired. Can you help me 5 minutes? What is it? I was working on a small project with few friends. Been 3 weeks. 2D Adventure 1. If you have time, can you try and give me your opinions? It takes 3 to 5 minutes. So I would hold off on that moment because that message is giving me a fishy look about a small project that the user claimed to have created a project which says 2D adventure and give your opinions 3 to 5 minutes, which is obviously a suspicious look. So I investigated further just by sending a message and saying, show me the link. And then they provided a link for me to check, but I didn't actually click on the link on my physical machine. Instead, I just opened up VirtualBox, check every link as much as I can, well, with a VPN of course, and finally investigate if it's actually a fake malware site. How do I know this is a fake malware site? So the scam itself is actually called the Try My Game scam. It's where victims are tricked by scammers into downloading the beta file and running the file itself, only to realize that they're in full and their passwords are stolen, which can lead into hijacked accounts. So basically how the scam works is where scammers create their distributed malware from a third-party website and then target victims by creating a packaged version of a raw file, which is often password protected to avoid being analyzed by other malware analysts. So the malware itself runs through an info stealer, which grabs browser cookies and passwords from the computer, as well as other personal information about this computer. Yes, you heard it right. The info stealer does steal your browser cookies and password, making cloned versions of your own browser, which can lead to accounts being stolen and getting hacked, which also bypasses two-factor authentication. There are multiple sources from YouTube and other articles about the info stealing malware. Even though the scammer did provide the website to its download page from a CDN Discord app, unfortunately he did not provide the password to analyze the malware itself to VirusTotal. So unfortunately I don't have any access to their files itself. Also to you guys, if you're not confident with computers, I do not recommend running any software that you don't trust or clicking on links. So what I did in precaution is just simply email the phishing link to the service providers as well as the original devs to have them taken down. A few days later, it has been taken down by the actual owner, presumably, or by the service providers. And yes, the original dev that I sent a message did actually respond and are aware of that situation that are being used as impersonation. So as of now, there are no download links and presumably the account is not in an operating state. So that's pretty much it for this very short game test scam that I didn't have time to analyze because of safety precautions. So 2 days later, after the first Try My Game scam, I received another message from a Discord member that happens to be the member that I currently work in another server. So this message reads, "Hey, I'm sorry I encountered a situation on Discord where someone with a very similar name to your profile attempted to deceive me. Instead of reporting me, the deceptive user, I mistakenly reported your account. I'm really sorry. It was all an accident. I didn't mean it," with my actual username on Discord pinged. And then I responded, "I woke up. what is it? And then he replied, I received that ticket 20 minutes ago and you still have time to prove your innocence. I hope you can get in time since I'm afraid that you might get banned because of my mistake. I'm sorry that I got you involved in this problem. Here's the ticket. Basically, the screenshot is not actually from Discord itself. In other words, it's actually not from Discord. It's basically how they come up with a pretext of threatening with suspension if they cannot prove their innocence and asking me to send a friend request to get it resolved. Since I already knew the scam during the very beginning, I just decided to just play along. Further message that the alleged friend sent me states that it says on the ticket, if you didn't comply in at least 2 hours, you will get banned. That's why I'm trying to revoke my report. Can you help me? Ping. And then I responded, give me time to read over the screenshot, which he reacted with a like button or the heart and said, alright. Basically means that I intentionally started wasting the scammer's time by just reading over the ticket once, twice, or just simply as many times as I want. And then after time reading throughout the tickets, I replied, oh, okay, I am finished. However, under my current account policy, I am not allowed to send friend requests to anyone, regardless if it's urgent. They will have to provide a friend request to me if they want to talk, indicating that I'm also trying to waste the scammer's time by making this scammer send a friend request, and claiming to have some uncircumstanced policies to where I'm not allowed to send friend requests to anyone. However, this alleged friend just keeps pressuring me, saying, can you just please help me add the Discord account that is on the ticket since it's recommended on the ticket with that scammer's username, and explain that it was just a false accusation and the report was just a mistake, that you are innocent and not liable for the report. I really don't want you to get banned, so please take it seriously. And he sent a screenshot that shows the actual official, allegedly, Discord support team. And he said, don't forget to send him the conversation and tell him about the situation and the ticket ID, which is not actually real, which I'm not going to read, in case he accepts you and then pings me again. And then I responded, please notify the support to have him friend request me. Again, my current policy does not allow me to provide friend requests to anyone. And then I decide to just wait along until the scammer tries to send me a friend request. But after waiting for a while and not receiving any response, I just had to give in and then just say, okay, fine, I'll make an exception and send a friend request to the actual scammer's account. If you are there, respond, then I'll take action. And then the friend finally replied, much better if you take an action right now before it's too late, because the ban is permanent and there's no way to unban it. I don't want you get banned. The staff accepted my request, which is what I did. Yeah, see, even though it's not wasting time here, you have no choice but to add the scammer's account and then start a conversation. Once again, I'm just playing along just to pretend I'm being a victim of a scam itself. So no actual changes has ever happened to my Discord account. After sending a friend request to the scammer, and then I greeted him with a response. Hello, staff. I received a report from a friend who mass reported me for something unauthorized. A few minutes later, he said, hello, this is Ray's D, and I am a member of Discord's Trust and Safety team. Please state a request number with your reason for contacting me here, so that I can check any records to see what this case is about. And then I responded, let me check. I had to switch messages to memorize the request ID. Please be patient with me. And then he responded with, alright, take your time. It's on ticket. A few minutes later, I responded with the alleged ticket ID number, which isn't actually real. And then he responded, thank you for reaching out. It's always a pleasure to assist you. Before we proceed, could you please provide me with your date of birth and the country you were in when you created your Discord account? Also, the scammer uses those unique text boxes, which is actually some type of a format that can be done on Discord. Scanning your user ID, which is actually my user ID, which I'm not going to show on YouTube. While scanning your account, kindly fill up for me to check if it's matched and connected for your approval for this investigation. And telling me to fill the name, age, email, phone number, and country state. So during the process, I asked the scammer some questions saying, how does the process work and why do I need to fill in the information? And then he responded, to check if it's matched on the report. And then I responded, you want me to fill in the information? And then he responded with, yes. And so I did. For the personal info, I didn't actually fill out my actual info, so I just made up a random info, which I gave it something different. So I put up a fake username or name itself. I put up a fake age, which isn't actually my real age. And I put up the fake Gmail, which is also not my real Gmail address. And I put up a fake phone number, which is also not my real phone number. And yes, I did put in the state itself and the country, which most of the times you won't find people easily just by determining just the state itself. The scammer itself is just too dumb to realize that I put up a fake information just to make him continue the process, and which he responded, Discord ID, which is actually my Discord ID. The wall ID, which is not very realistic way to present to a report itself. And the report charges, it says illegal purchased fraud activity. You should better check your grammar and spelling. Request ID is also not real too. And it says, I reviewed our ticket and the system database detected multiple reports being filed on the account about illegal activity for illegal purchases. Are you aware that your account that is connected to your email and IP will be permanently banned if you can prove to me that you're not involved in any illegal, fraudulent, or scam issues? And then I responded with, I currently have no knowledge. And then he responded, there's nothing to worry about. The user who performed the report already provided a follow-up statement that you are not involved. However, as part of our process, you will still need to comply with our terms of service so that we can revoke the report claims under your name and Discord. Just follow my lead and answer any questions correctly and honestly for us to easily understand each problem or accusation that has to do with your Discord account. By the way, I would like to inform that this process is being recorded for fully assured security, so don't do anything to prevent any further issues with your account. Here is my official Discord certificate. Also from one of the screenshots of an alleged certificate staff. In the About page, what you didn't realize, it says, please be aware that I am not associated with Discord support and there are individuals actively impersonating me. For any official matters, always verify through trusted support channels, which the scammer is too dumb enough to not realize that in the About page, they're not actually from the official Discord support team. And so this conversation continues forward. It says, understood, and then I wrote, understood. Next, the second phase is basically to where he tries to hijack my account by making me replace the email address, which in reality, I didn't actually replace my email address from my main Discord account. It says, alright, before we proceed, I just need to secure your account in our database in order to protect your personal information. Take note that I am not going to log into your account. We just need to link it in order to remove the report credentials. This will just be a quick process of 1 to 2 minutes. Understood? And then I ask him a question saying, how does it work? And then he just continues on. To prevent it from getting suspended, please temporarily change your Discord email address to that email address to change. And I choose, I recently created a new email to avoid delay, so that your account will be under the Discord Protection Custody Report. Tell me if you have already changed the email on your Discord so that the database can verify it. So from that message itself, it says to make me change the email address to a burner email, which is actually one of the scammer's email itself, with a plus sign just for the extensions. So the actual email is just basically just the email that does not have a plus right next to the right side. And the other thing that they stated is called Discord Protection Custody Reports. In other words, Discord Protection Custody Report doesn't actually exist on Discord itself. It's just basically a made-up company that does not have anything valuable to Discord. And the scammer did send me a screenshot of how to successfully change the email address and provided the email address that I was supposed to change. But in reality, I didn't. So I continued on with the conversation and then just tick off the scammers saying, I will ask my boss about this. Please give me several minutes. And then he responded, just a reminder, please avoid sharing any information regarding this confidential matter since it's still unproven legally. We cannot help you if you involve the name of our company or any third-party company, just until we prove your innocence and ownership. Understood? And then I responded, I won't share it to my colleagues or anyone. So basically the time frames is just making him waste enough time for several minutes because I was coming up with something that's a little bit more creative and cheesy to trick the scammer. When I supposedly try to change my email, which in reality I didn't actually change my email. I'm still safe. I just add another message called, do you have another email? It says invalid. And then he gave me a different burner email address, which is the same Gmail address, except that the extension is just slightly different. Yes, I keep pretending to change the email address of my Discord account, and then responded with copy and pasted the email, but it is still giving me an invalid email. Let me check what's going on. And then he's asking me for a screenshot, which I'm not too comfortable sharing my screen to a scammer. So I decided to just say figuring out and then stall the scammer for several minutes while trying to figure out. So once again, I didn't actually change my email address from my main Discord account. I intentionally kept stalling him for too long, claiming to have technical issues with the Discord service. And then while I was waiting for several minutes, the scammer kept pinging me 2 times already. And then I kept delaying and stalling for several more minutes because he was running out of patience. And then I claimed that I am back and my Wi-Fi ISP, also known as Internet Service Provider, is giving me issues. What the scammer didn't realize is that he doesn't understand what ISP means and he thinks it's rate limited, which he literally responded saying, you get rate limited? And yeah, he's pretty much dumb to realize that he's not aware that I was meant to say that my service provider is currently on outage. And then I just go ahead with the conversation saying yes. And then he responded, okay, refresh your Discord using F5 and wait for 30 minutes. Wait for my signal. Basically, he played a fool for himself just by wasting even more time for up to 30 minutes because he's still getting a lot of rate limits when trying to change out email addresses. But in reality, I didn't actually refresh my Discord page. I just intentionally stalled the scammer for as long as I want. And then I added something additional info is saying, did you check Discord status first? Not sure why it's still giving you a rate limit. Yes, it's because you failed to change your email at first try. Wait for 30 minutes, I will tell you okay. And then yes, I did wait for like a while. Basically the scammer can't tell the difference between the internet service provider and the resource being rate limited. What the internet service provider, what I actually stated is basically checking the internet status from my router itself to determine if there's an outage going around or if I'm not connected to any other internet online with my devices. But the scammer is still confused with the internet process, thinking that whenever I attempt to change the email address, it says the resource is being rate limited, so it can't do anything to change out my email address for up to 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, then he pinged me and then said change your email address with the same second burner email address. And then I claimed the resource is still rate limited and he's asking me for a screenshot the second time and then pinged me again. And then I responded the same way. I am still figuring out, and then delayed the message for a few minutes. So when I didn't come up with anything creative, I just decided to just check to see if there's any loopholes that I wanted to try out. So one thing I noticed is that I can come up with even better stories about the email process. So this is what I respond. So the problem is that when I clicked send verification code, I received no emails from Discord that provided the code. It's currently impossible for me to change out. And then he responded, Alright, let's proceed while waiting. And then the text box, are you aware that this is all about a fraud investigation? Am I right? And then I responded, I know you said it earlier, but the email system is frustrating me. So the scammer is too dumb to realize that I actually made this one up with some logic and just misinterpretation of how the email delivery system works. Basically, if I hit send verification code and Discord delivery system starts to lag, then sometimes it could take like hours or even several days for the email system to process through the actual email owner. In reality, it does work pretty fine here, but I actually didn't use the send verification code by changing my email address. So I made that one up already. After a while, he then proceeds the third phase. There's protocol and rules that need to be followed to be able to do this process. I'll need your full cooperation so we can end this case and resolve it. Understood? And then he responded, I understood, and that's what I'm doing. And then he replied, unfortunately, there seems to be several issues with your Discord account that we need to address. To ensure your account is in proper standing, we require you to undergo a verification process. This verification is necessary to confirm your account status and proceed with removing the ban report from your Discord account. Is that clear? And I asked him a question, even though I responded with a yes. Yes, but do you have any alternatives to help resolve my account? And then he responded, to proceed, you need to submit an appeal and make a purchase to confirm your current account status on the system panel database. This amount will be used to support your appeal and help remove the ban report from your Discord account. This process is required to show that you have ownership and credibility for your Discord account, allowing us to lift the ban and reactivate your account. Rest assured, the funds will be swiftly reimbursed or refunded within 5 to 10 minutes after completing this procedure. Do you understand? Discord user. That is not the proper way to say the username. It's supposed to be my username, not just a generic Discord user. It's just not how that works. And he also sent me this screenshot called the verification process, which claims this verification process requires you to purchase $200 to validate your account status and lift the ban. And in parentheses, however, Discord Finance Management assures a full reimbursement refund after the verification process. There's a lot of fatal flaws. There is no Discord Finance Management exists on Discord, and the start process doesn't actually exist. It's just made up by a scammer itself. So I still play along and then just say yes. And then he's asking me, alright, what payment method will you use? And I responded to be not sure. Do you normally accept PayPal, Apple Pay, cards, or any other payment services? And then he responded, yes, PayPal. Alright, call me and share your screen so I can guide you easily. So overall, there is no way I'm allowing the scammer to call me and share my screen, so I refused that authorization. So I responded with, under circumstances, I am not allowed to provide live screen shares due to privacy reasons. And then he responded, I understand. Just share your screen on PayPal. I understand it's your privacy. I just want to guide you to avoid mistake. Again, I am still not allowing him to share my PayPal screen because it contains a lot of personal info if you let the scammer see your PayPal. And then he responded, or I will just guide you through chat. And then I responded, chat works fine. And then he wrote a lot of instructions saying, alright, go to send and request on PayPal, paste this validation email, which is actually this actual user's PayPal address, which I'm not going to show on YouTube due to privacy reasons. And it says, send $200 and description below validation process, and send it as friends and family to avoid delay. Understood? And then I questioned about this practice. Yes, but this amount isn't really good practice for your business. And he's asking me, what do you mean? And I responded, 200 is too much for a fee. And then he said, don't worry, you'll get refund including fees. So before we get into this conversation, I thought of a creative idea to make the process even more frustrating for the scammer. So this is what it came up. When I attempt to send you a payment, it's asking me for my verification code for my phone. Unfortunately, my phone is being serviced, so I have no access to my text messages, meaning that I technically sent my phone to the service repair, but I don't have access to calls or text messages at the moment. So this one, yes, I also made that one up. And then he responded, so how can you able to proceed? And I said, again, I needed my phone to confirm sending you the payment, but I do not have it at the moment. Where's your phone? Phone is being serviced at the Apple Store. I see. Do you have another option? I currently do not have other options. I'm sorry about that. And then later he switches to the second phase saying, okay, just change your email now. And then I said, I still cannot change my email address, even if I click send verification code multiple times and still no Discord email. Basically, I use the same tactic as if the Discord email system never sent me the verification code. So it's the same response to my first one. And after some ridiculous delay with a scammer, almost like an hour long, I responded, check if it works. And he's asking me for PayPal, which I meant the email address, not PayPal. And then I said, what do you mean? You said the email address. And he gave me the same second email address, which also has a burner account. Did you use this email? And then I responded, that's what you did. And I corrected myself. I mean, I did. And then, sorry, confusion. Do it again. And then, yes, that was the same email address, the second one, shown on a screenshot. And then I replied, again, I just did. And then he said, make sure you put this entire letters. And then replied, 100% checked and everything should be good. And then he's asking me a screenshot for the third time, claiming that their database haven't received. And then I said, I don't have access to that tool, meaning that my screenshots don't work. In reality, my screenshots on my computer do work fine. And then he's asking me again, please do it again. And then the same second email address. And then I responded, again, I tried. And he said, still not working. Guess the email system failed to change itself, meaning that I blamed the email system and the changing process of how the Discord account works. And then he uses the first email address, which is actually recycled from the very first message, which in reality, yes, it does work with the burner email address. That's the first temporary email that you provided in the beginning. And that's also previous did not work, which I corrected myself as previously. And then some awkward signs with the scammer itself, and I turned off my computer because I was getting tired overnight talking to a scammer and wasting time. And then after a while, I pretended that I'm using my mom's phone to talk here on my Discord account, and then saying it's nighttime, but we can still talk. And then after a while, or several minutes later, I stated, this is my final attempt that I changed the email, and say check now. Then he responded, still not working, and that's all the last steps. Unfortunately, there's anything I can do. And here's the best part that I ever received, the best message. Be reminded that this is a serious accidentally reported case. Failure to comply to the case will mark you as guilty on this case, and then you can get your account back in 2060 and Discord community. We'll send a report for you into your government, then a federal agent will be contacting you to proceed to court, as this case is serious and many nations have complained about these frauds that are currently happening. Damn, honestly I almost lost my breath after reciting this best thread I've ever gotten from a scammer. And then I responded, do you have any second chances to remove my report? And then he switches back to the third phase, validation process PayPal. And I said again, I have no access to my other phone. I am using my mom's phone, meaning that I cannot access my text messages. And some awkward signs, and I guess I'm getting tired because it was getting super late, 15 minutes later. And then I wrote a final message saying, I'm impressed with the way you hacked my friend on Discord, as well as your beautiful conversation with your alleged verification process. But I must say, you underestimated me. All the conversations with you are not real. How did I know? I knew from the very beginning that this is an obvious scam, and I'm able to puzzle piece how you operate. If this is what you're doing to scam others, You should be ashamed. Even the screenshots of the certificate clearly states that they are not from Discord support and that his profile is being used as impersonation. Think about it. Does your parents like it when you work to cheat victims? Your parents won't be happy that you're doing a dirty work for your personal games. If you don't like me, you can block me. That's your choice. And I don't care about what you do, even if you move forward. No more talks for you, and I am done pretending now. And then the scammer eventually did block me, and never heard from him again. Also, when I woke up earlier in the morning, my friend from my group chat also received the same scam messages, and so we just simply played along. He has the screenshots shown right there, which is basically the exact same messages. However, during this process, the scammer eventually did disappear for a while, meaning that he just simply gave up with the support account. This was our second attempt to stall the scammer and guiding my friend to how to stall him and then just waste their scammer's time. And also, a while ago, they did change the username, indicating that they gave up with their account, even though we thought he was suspended from using Discord services. Yes, this is a screenshot to where they changed out their profile picture and their username, meaning that there's no access to that user anymore. Hopefully, I guess that's all for this random internet story, as well as this little random vlog that I normally don't do all the time here. I did try my best to explain because I stuttered too much or am currently coughing as well, but overall, I thank you guys for watching my content. If you do enjoy it, please consider following me on other social media platforms in my About page. Check it out. You could also come to me on my Discord server about something pretty much exciting that you want me to show as well. This is VlogWithAvroTF, signing out. Oh, one last thing before I go, and just a quick lesson to all of you guys. Make sure if you see those types of scams that tells you that they actually report you, the best thing to do is just simply block them and just move forward. And yes, you can report their accounts if they suspect that they're being hacked or sending spam messages. If you're wondering, I am still doing just fine. Let me show you. Yes, with the voice logs, yes, as of now, my account and Hiker's account are just doing just fine. We haven't gotten hacked, and we just do what we had to do, scam baiting. It's now our usual thing, inspired by most YouTubers. Thank you very much for this awareness.